Healthy Lifestyle Crib presents 10 surprising habits of intelligent people. There are some habits that you may already be familiar with. But are you a slob, a night owl, or an obsessive liar? If you don't believe us, just look at the bizarre routines of brilliant individuals. It's not uncommon to picture a brilliant scientist or mathematician when picturing someone with an incredibly high IQ. While this may seem like a typical day for someone who is intelligent, it isn't. That's not the case at all, though. There is a lot more to being a smart person, and some surprising habits do definitely signify higher intellect according to studies, according to the findings. You've probably been annoyed with yourself for being sloppy, staying up too late, or slacking off while watching TV. Don't put pressure on yourself. According to new research, intellect may be associated with some of the seemingly undesirable habits people have. Next time someone calls you lazy or careless, consider it a compliment and learn to accept it in stride. To put it another way, it may be an indication that you're more intelligent than the average person. Here are some weird behaviors that brilliant individuals have, to give you an idea. Number 1. They're not neat. An picture of a scientist in a white lab coat, surrounded by sterile equipment, can come to mind when thinking of someone with a high IQ. However, bright people rarely operate in such spotless environments. It's not uncommon for their workspaces to be untidy. No, they aren't filthy. Because of their proclivity for problem solving and attention to detail, those who are highly intelligent can be prone to disorganization due to their propensity to put order and cleanliness on the back burner. And studies have confirmed this. Disorganized workspaces have been shown to foster creativity by fostering a sense of openness and innovation. Orderly surroundings, on the other hand, encourage uniformity and hinder innovation since they stifle creative thought. Number 2. They love to be alone. Intelligent people tend to be more reclusive, preferring to spend their time alone or with a small group of close acquaintances. Even while they can interact with others, they prefer to do it in small doses. Similarly, evolutionary factors can be cited as the basis for this. Approximately 150 individuals lived in small groups of hunters and gatherers. This group's survival and reproduction depended on regular interaction with each other. This is still true today, but our brains can't keep up with the constant stimulation of social media and other forms of technology. It's not uncommon for people with higher IQs to be more focused on achieving long-term goals than socializing. Number 3. They swear. Many people believe that using vulgar language is a sign of illiteracy or a lack of education, and that using vulgar language is a sign of illiteracy. In fact, the polar opposite is true. People with a larger vocabulary and a greater command of the language are more likely to be intelligent. It stands to reason that more intelligent people will have a greater vocabulary. Even yet, they don't have to use them all the time, because they can decide when and where it's appropriate to do so. Number 4. They criticize themselves. Intelligence and confidence are often viewed as one and the same. In actuality, this is not the case at all. Individuals with high intelligence are more cognizant of their own skills and more conscious of the vastness of human knowledge. In fact, they are more likely to be self-critical than their peers. On the other side, those who are less intellectual lack the self-awareness necessary to recognize their own incompetence. To them, their shortcomings and mistakes go unnoticed or ignored. Number 5. They enjoy staying up late. Inventors laboring late into the night are frequently depicted in media such as television and film. Indeed, studies have shown that people who sleep later have higher IQs, and while workaholism isn't the only explanation for this, there are numerous. Evolution may be a possible explanation for this behavior. In order to survive the night shift, our forefathers had to be more intellectual than those who worked during the day because nighttime was more perilous. Our creative ancestors may have been able to stay up all night because of distorted circadian rhythms, which have been passed down through the generations. Psychologists assume that brainy persons are also more introverted and hence prefer the seclusion of evening so they may ponder without interruption. Number 6. Daydreaming. Intelligent people are aware that obsessing over a single issue might lead to a misunderstanding of the answer. In daydreaming, the mind is free to wander while the central question is kept at arm's length, allowing the brain to consider it from several perspectives and return with new insights. Number 7. Doodling. Have you ever noticed a fellow student making notes in the margins of a lecture? There are two possible interpretations here. Either they're bored or they're smart. Doodles are viewed as a sign of intellect. As well as helping with problem solving and information processing, it also helps with memory. According to research, doodlers can recall 29% more information than non-doodlers. Squiggly lines, no matter how careless they appear, serve as a vehicle for the visual representation of ideas, feelings, and emotions. Because it gives your brain a break from hyper-focusing on one thing, doodling can serve as an indicator of intelligence without necessarily being an indicator of doodling itself. Number 8. Sound of chewing annoys them. The sound of someone chewing noisily or smacking their gum might be particularly distracting to people with high levels of creative thought. This is because they are unable to filter out distracting stimuli, such as noises. Brainiacs, like night owls, prefer working in calm situations because they can concentrate without interruption. Number 9. They shower in the cold. An impressive number of notable minds took advantage of the relaxed atmosphere. Theodore Roosevelt went winter skinny dipping in Washington, D.C.'s Potomac River, while Benjamin Franklin swam in London's frigid Thames. As it turns out, immersing oneself in icy water is a practice that has been practiced for centuries. Water therapy was even recommended by Hippocrates as a treatment for mental and physical weakness. When the body is forced to swiftly adapt to cold water, a shock occurs, which pumps fresh blood to the brain and other essential organs, reviving the body. It's also linked to better moods and memories, both of which contribute to more output. Number 10. They talk to themselves. Talking to oneself can give the impression that one is being cuckoo. In reality, it has to do with the abilities of bright people, such as their capacity for higher levels of thinking, memory, and perception. Saying the names of objects out loud, like mnemonic devices, aids memory recall. This is due to the fact that language is more than just a means of communication. It actually enhances perception and thought. Visual features in the brain are activated for recall when you say things aloud, allowing for faster processing of answers and ideas. So what are your thoughts? Do any of these behaviors seem familiar to you? Are they something you take at face value, or do you think they are tied to higher intelligence? Other habits that you think are linked to intellectual prowess may include, but are not limited to. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends if you appreciated this video. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to receive new videos as soon as they are posted. Also, don't forget to watch our other videos. Many thanks for taking the time to check it out.